The Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Okay, here we go.
Where the plays get broken down and science gets denied.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
Hour 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Raising Cane studio.
All right, welcome back in hour number 3 of OTB. Reminder, well, hashtag OTB Mailbag in this segment while we're waiting on some of those questions to come in. Going to catch up on the chat here. Flynn wants them to work out in the afternoon, so they have to buy more My High.
Fair. All the My High. It's hot in the morning, too. Let's be honest.
I was waiting on the sales pitch.
Yeah. My High's good anytime, any temperature.
Mm-hmm.
Even more so when it's cold. It's a little chilly in Baton Rouge today. How about that?
I know. So I had like shorts and a
happening?
short sleeve shirt, which I never do. But I was like, I'm tired of being hot. And I go outside and I'm like, oh, I at least got to grab a hoodie.
Something. See, I always check my watch. Got the temperatures right there. And I'll look down expecting to see 68 degrees right now, high of 84. Nope. Said 54.
All right, let's
me
go
shot.
ahead and get to some OTB mailbag.
I have this special delivery for Off the Bench. And look, it is marked most urgent.
We'll be writing to you.
The internet.
What the is the internet?
Hashtag OTB mailbag. If the early bird gets the worm, why do good things come to those who wait?
Good one.
Worm's not always good.
Worm's not always good. That's a good point. I mean,
That was a good point.
just because it's a worm doesn't mean it's a good worm.
True. It can just be a matter of survival because you haven't eaten.
Right.
It's not good.
Yep.
I also think they mean two different things.
Mm.
The early bird gets the worm, like you take the initiative, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good things come to those who wait. Just be patient.
Yeah. So take the initiative.
Yeah.
But also be patient.
Yeah. No, but that's a great question.
Do less.
Hash.
Now you're not doing
I
anything.
never thought about that. That's a great question.
It blows the mind. Hashtag OTB mailbag. Are we there yet? No.
No, we're not there
Never.
yet.
Never. Constant and never-ending self-improvement.
Yes. Hashtag OTB mailbag. Did Matt put on his flashers this morning? No, but I bet he did last
Last
night.
night you probably did.
Oh, wherever he
I
was
would
going.
have. My
Wherever he
God.
was going, he had
It's
them on.
coming down.
Meet me
Like, I don't
at
feel
the
like we get
club.
any just light
going down.
rains or
Meet me
light
at the
thunderstorms
club.
anymore. Like, I
No.
feel like
Down.
thunderstorms used to be more prevalent, a decade or two ago. Remember, like as a child, there was thunderstorms all the
Every
time.
summer.
But like it wasn't sheets of rain as well. Like you'd get a moderate rain with a thunderstorm. Well, we got a thunderstorm today. Like me and my wife are fired up. We love sleeping in a thunderstorm.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
it. It's
That's
the
great.
best.
Great.
It's the
Great
best.
sleep.
But like, does it got to come down that hard?
Well,
It's all or nothing right now with the weather.
Well, that's the thing around here. Like, it won't rain for a month and a half. Then it'll pour every day for like 6 days.
Yep.
It was a good one last night.
Then then you get the fire ants coming out. I'll be walking around my yard spreading that firewood poison, fire ant poison. Whatever.
I say, why are you poisoning your firewood?
Shouldn't do that. Don't do that.
Cause your wood wet. Anyways,
I hate that.
I don't like that at all.
I was talking about building a fire, guys. My gosh. Hashtag OTB mailbag. My family is planning a vacation this summer. Any wrecks? Drivable from the North Shore. Nothing too pricey.
Wait. Oh, anyway. Okay.
I'm going to just go with what I know. San
Okay.
Antonio really is a great family spot that's
How
drivable.
far is that from the North Shore, you think?
Oh, from the North Shore?
Yeah.
I don't actually know. Never mind.
Go to like Pensacola
Drivable,
or something.
Yeah, Pensacola's
Or
not
like
bad.
Gulf Shores.
Yes, I love the Panhandle. I love the beaches there. It's always fun. If you're trying to do something
Lake Martin?
a little bit different, I mean Biloxi,
Fairhope?
Fairhope's a good one.
Fairhope's a good one.
Got the
What's
Grand
that? Is it the Grand
Hotel.
Hotel.
Yeah.
It's a really nice family spot.
Actually, that might be a good answer. I would say the Grand Hotel in Fairhope. That's a good spot. It's a little bit closer than Pensacola and some of the other spots. It's a little bit closer than Gulf Shore. So if you don't want to do that, which that's always a great time, go to the Grand Hotel in Fairhope.
I mean, they're going to reopen Blue Bayou here at some point. What are you laughing?
Hashtag OTB Mailbag. Why are they called apartments when they're connected in the same building? And why is it called a building when it's already built? Because apartment.
What are with these questions?
Apart. That's what he's saying.
Apartments.
Apart. They are apart.
I got it. Because a compartment is one, right? But they're separated by walls, different rooms, so they're apart from each
Okay.
other in the one compartment. They're apartments.
All right. I like it.
So one building, different dwellings that are apart from each other, separated by a wall, sometimes a thin wall.
Mostly thin walls.
Mostly thin walls.
Yeah.
You got to get your ROI as a builder, you know.
Yeah.
What was the second part of that question?
Why is it called buildings when they're already built?
They're already built.
Should it be built-ins?
Why is the Riddler in our chat right now?
I mean, that's a. Again, it's too early to like think too deep.
Yeah, I can't.
Like,
I got nothing for you.
I just say just switch the D with a T, then it's built-ins.
Yeah.
While they're asking. Hashtag OTB Mailbag. Do you only stay in hotels or will you stay in a motel?
I will never in my life stay
Like
in a
a
hotel.
door on the outside
No.
situation.
No.
Yeah, it's a motel, yeah.
I'm not doing it.
But I mean, you would consider like not all motels have to have the door on the outside, right?
I thought
Like
that's what classified them as.
I thought
Is
so
it?
too. Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's not.
I thought just like a long 2-story situation. But
Oh, I
sometimes
would've-
there would be a hallway. Okay. Motel would be door on the outside. All right, I can buy that.
One thing about me, I'll pay for comfort.
It's true. Last
No.
time I did a motel,
I don't think I've ever stayed in a motel.
I think
Oh,
I
I
was
definitely have.
I think I was driving from Baton Rouge to Green Bay at some point. Probably with my dog.
I remember growing up, like going to like
And I was
any all-star baseball tournament, like the team would stay
Yeah.
in a motel.
And I remember being like maybe in the middle of nowhere, Illinois. Illinois is a real long state from top to bottom. In there a while. And like I was falling asleep. It was probably like 3 a.m. I was like falling asleep. I was like, I gotta find so I can't. Oh, this is not safe. And the first thing I found was a motel.
It's such a good point. EMSA in the chat goes, Disney calls those resorts. It's like, dude, the all-star resort, just motels. That's what it is.
There's a ludicrous song in there, but I'm not going to get in trouble here because I keep wanting to sing it. I'm going to move on.
Can turn a mo into a motel.
That's right. Hashtag OTB Mailbag. Did Matt swap his winter flashers for spring flashers yet?
I don't know what that means.
Your lights. I think everybody wants to know how
Did
you
you
handled
replace your
yesterday.
flasher fluid?
Flasher play, dude. I'm here for a checkup. Yeah, what do you need? Make sure my flashers are working.
Like, you actually use these?
I mean,
You're the one?
you're the one that's the safest.
This is more of a comment than a question. Biloxi is basically Vegas for LP folks.
You dang right it is.
Hot Springs, Arkansas was another one I was going to throw out there too. That's a little bit of a drive from the North Shore.
We did Hot Springs a couple of 2 years ago. Had a great time.
It's a good one. How far is that drive? You remember?
It was
6.5.
I know. I was about to say 6 or 7. Yeah. Is 6-7 done? Is it over?
Yes.
I hope so.
Okay. It's a 2025 thing. It's amazing how many times I use those two numbers concurrently. Like it's incredible.
That's
My
probably
son
why it
lets me
became a
know.
thing. Yeah.
Like, it's used so much.
Probably why it became a thing.
Any place you go, it is what you make it. You can have a good time anywhere with the right people, right attitude, right mindset. Even a motel.
Steven says, I used to drive to Chicago a lot. Had a brother that lived there. I remember taking my cousin with me once, and she got excited when we got to Illinois state line, thinking we were almost there.
Yeah, it's not. It's deep.
It's a long boy.
It's a long boy. I always would time my drives to whether I was driving from Green Bay to Baton Rouge or Baton Rouge to Green Bay, I'd time the drive up to where I hit Chicago in the middle of the night because Chicago traffic was a bear. And get it?
Not for long because they're going to move to Indiana.
It's true, but it was rough. So usually when I was going through Illinois, it was dark, middle of the night. So it was a long boy.
Hashtag OTB Mailbag. What's the first and last 8 digits of your debit card?
You don't want it. You don't want it.
Yeah, I ain't got no money. You're not about to get.
There's a 0 in there.
My account's actually in the negatives right now.
There you go. See, I just pulled out money.
You can have it.
I just pulled out a
take
lot
it.
of money to spend it again. You don't want it.
How is the car search going? Let's give an update to the people. I'm sure they're wondering.
Oh yeah, end of an era, guys. Big Red's gone. It's gone. Out the driveway yesterday.
It's a big deal.
It's
23
so hard
years.
to say goodbye to Big
A lot of
Red.
memories.
That truck has been part of my life pretty much more than any person I know.
Mm-hmm.
Gone. Out the door.
I really thought it was going to be razors one day.
And, dude, I would have loved it. And I always told Victoria, I'm going to drive this thing till the wheels fall off, and I almost did. So, next week or so, we got to get the truck, delivered.
So how are you driving around right now?
I'm just taking, Victoria works from home, so, I can use her car for, a week. Not a big deal.
R.I.P.
Nah, I know, man. It's getting rid of it.
Somebody asked this earlier and I can't find it, but I'm going to give you an update. They're asking about Team Italy and where their players are actually from.
They're all from America.
Players born in the USA, 24 of them.
Yeah.
Players born in Italy, 3. Venezuela, 2. Canada, 1.
Prego.
So Team Italy, 24
Pepperoni.
players born in.
They're not saying that.
Spaghetti. That's pretty good, I feel like.
It was
They're pretty
solid.
good
Espresso.
accent. Espresso.
You've been to
Martini.
Italy? I'm sure you have. Yeah. Can't hide it.
Italy's awesome.
Y'all ever been to
I
Italy?
can't hide it because of that accent.
No.
I get it.
Yeah, me neither.
Been to Rome. Seen the Colosseum.
I've been to Rome, Georgia.
Counts.
Sorry.
Been to Paris,
World
Texas?
traveler here.
Texas,
I've seen the Eiffel Tower.
in Vegas. Yep.
That I've done. I've never been to Paris and Rome. I got to catch up to y'all. I've done the Vegas Eiffel Tower thing.
Oh, yeah. Fun. You got to get out. You got to see the world, dude.
Some say that's the original.
I don't even have a passport.
You
Don't
should get
either.
one. You should get
Mine
one.
expired.
No, I've never had one.
Mine
Just-
expired 6 years ago.
Aren't they good for 8 years?
They're
or
good
something
for
like
at
that,
least
or
10.
10 years. You know how I got one? Because we played in London.
Played in London. You should just get one.
Going
I
to
had to get
Mexico,
one
we used to
for-
just have to be like, yeah, we're citizens, and they would just let you pass.
We're from here, bruh.
Right. They would literally ask you, are you an American citizen? And we'd be like, yes, sir. And they would let us go.
Watch me roll these R's.
Oh, they wouldn't let me back.
That's the test.
That's the
They
test.
wouldn't let me back. Make sure I didn't
So
miss
never gotten a
any.
passport.
I think y'all should just get a passport.
I'm not going out the country anytime soon.
I got mine
you never know.
From our honeymoon. We went to Aruba, so and I'm like, I love having it because I'm like, if I go anywhere in the next 10 years, I'm already set. Well, like 7 now, but
The train ride from Venice to Rome was amazing. So beautiful. Easy-E says, Kane had money, Easy-E. Save some for the rest of us, bud.
no, he's talking Venice, Louisiana to Rome, Georgia.
We took a train.
true.
We
That's
took a
it.
train
What
to
train
Rome
goes there?
from where was it from? Was it from Pisa? We took like a 3-hour train ride to Rome. It was awesome.
I mean, the train rides that, even in the northeast portion of our country, like you can take a train
Yep.
everywhere. It's such a great way to
Like
travel.
the entire time I was on a train to Rome, I just kept seeing Maximus Decimus Meridius walk into his house with his hand in the bushes.
Are you not entertained?
You should have
walk, like-
recreated that.
I pretty much did.
I think Maximus wants to see you. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have some Munchies with Chef Michael Johnson right here on OTB.
Off the bench.
You know we love our friends over at Russell Pool Company, russellpools.com, because, well, they are the best. When it comes to customizing your dream pool, they're going to do it every single time. Now, they know that you've got a dream in your head, and that's why you come in, you sit down, and you go over all the great details of your dream pool. And then they give you, hey, here's what we also can do, because we have done so many different things to these pools. You might want to add this. You might just want to keep it exactly what your dream has been. Like, it is going to be whatever you want in your backyard. But I always encourage you, go check out the gallery at russellpools.com. You'll be blown away with all the things that they can do for you. And look, if you want something basic, a kidney-shaped pool, a rectangle pool, they can do that as well. It is your dream. It is your pool. Have that dream together with Russell Pools and Russell Pool Company.
Hey, guess who I'm meeting with today?
Russell Pools.
Russell Pools. Guess what we're talking about?
Building a pool in your
Building a
backyard.
pool in our backyard because we got kids and we cannot wait to be the house that people come over to and jump in that pool. RussellPools.com.
What moon songs do you sing your baby? What sunshine do you bring? Who belongs? Who decides who's crazy? Who rights wrongs while others clear?
2007 champs, purple and gold to the core. This is Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn, Baton Rouge's go-to for all things Louisiana sports.
It's a chance I have to take. And it's a chance I have to break.
All right, welcome back in OTB. It is time now to get to your munchie questions with our guy, Chef Michael Johnson.
Get ready to tantalize your taste buds and leave this segment hungry. This is Munchies with Executive Chef Michael Johnson. Let's eat.
Chef, what's going on, brother? How we doing?
I'm good. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
guys.
Wait, are you pulling in so you can cook something?
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
You know, I don't know if I told you this last week either, but and I turned 50 this weekend, too.
Oh,
so
let's
it's a big
go.
week for me,
hell
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday. Happy anniversary.
Happy
and
anniversary, happy birthday.
Might be
happy
the biggest
St.
week of your
Patrick's
life.
Day.
It's a big week.
Wow.
Yeah.
big
Oh,
week.
what are we doing to celebrate that milestone?
Yeah, so, you know, honestly, I'm not big on birthdays, but I did pull a string and got a special seat at Commander's Palace on Saturday night.
Oh,
So
nice. Nice.
I haven't
Good for
been to
you.
Commanders in, like, I don't know, 15 or 20 years. And I met the chef down there the other day. I was in New Orleans, and she's incredible, and I'm looking forward to spending the weekend in New Orleans this weekend.
Heck
God,
yeah,
you
that's
just
gonna be
meet her,
good.
and now you're calling in a favor.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Love that. Okay, I love this question as well. Hashtag Munchies. How sloppy was Joe to get a sandwich named after him?
That might be the best question
Yeah, I know.
we've ever had.
That's a good one.
I that's a great question.
You had to
And
be a messy SOB.
yeah, I mean, I've partaken of many a sloppy Joe, and that thought has never crossed my mind, man. And now I feel like I've just been shorting myself, by not thinking deeper about the food. So, great question.
Now, Chef, I know you can make any kind of like culinary delight. You can go fancy. You can go whatever it is. Have you ever, on one of your athletic tables, have you ever served a sloppy Joe? And called it that?
I mean, I think we actually did at some point. I think like during COVID we did. We were kind of focusing on comfort foods, and I believe it was like a special request, like somebody specifically requested it. And if that's the case, we will. But I don't typically go out of my way to serve sloppy joes. You guys remember the Adam Sandler song "Lunch Lady"?
Oh yeah.
I every time I see a sloppy Joe, that song comes into my head, and I have a little hairy wart pop out of my face.
Sloppy Joe, sloppy
Yeah.
Joe.
Sloppy Joes.
Yeah.
Extra
sloppy.
That's
Extra
right.
sloppy for
Oh,
you.
I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. What a great reference there. Hashtag Munchies. I'm on the Daniel fast for Lent, which basically means that I am a vegan without caffeine. Any good vegan recipes that you enjoy?
So I Daniel fast every year between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and being a chef, going on the Daniel fast in that specific time frame is extraordinarily difficult. So kudos to whoever that person is that's taking that task on. For me, the Daniel fast meant lots of nuts and a variety of nuts, because if you eat too many almonds, like you can actually do yourself. It can actually have a bad impact on your body. So variety is important. Lots of different colors. For me, also, when it says fruits and vegetables, I take that to the extraordinary. I eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. There was no protein involved in it, and I drank fruit juice as well. It's been a few months since I did this, but I'm getting kind of PTSD from it, because I found out that I was diabetic coming off the back end of it, because I went from fasting to going back to my full bore self, and it sent my body into like a panic, you got to be careful doing fasts, man, because you have to mentally prepare yourself going into it, and you have to physically be careful coming out of it, that you don't go back to eating too much fat and too much. I also was abstaining from alcohol, so that's I only used olive oil. I ate lots of avocados, and I was eating whole foods. I wasn't cooking them too much. I was eating a lot of whole foods, because you get more nutrition out of it before it's cooked, right? So eating fresh avocados, fresh tomatoes, lots of salad stuff with balsamic vinegar and olive oil, nuts, pepitas are great. But you need to make sure that you're eating fibrous foods, because if you don't, there'll be repercussions.
So, Chef, you were saying that vegan, no alcohol, no caffeine. All this is voluntary, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, and it's look, walking around a kitchen full of food, and actually, my job is to taste foods, right? So I have to push that responsibility off to other people and make them, force them to taste food. I mean, we taste a lot of food in the day, brother. So it's temptation everywhere, right? So there's a lot of prayer involved, and specifically because it's a Daniel fast, you do it for religious reasons and spiritual reasons, and so it's a challenge, man. It's you're suffering. You really are, and it's sometimes people take it to the extraordinary limits, and you have to be careful of denying yourselves things. Like if you're not eating enough, I was tracking my calories and tracking my output of caloric output as well, so that it doesn't say you have to starve yourself. It says you are, denying yourself of these foods to make yourself healthier, right? And there is some suffering that's involved in it, but you don't want to put yourself into cardiac arrest or like something crazy, a diabetic coma, So have to be careful doing it. And I talk to my doctor about it every year before I do it too, because the Daniel's fast is 21 days, right? And so that's 3 weeks of really, like you don't get used to it until day 10, which is about halfway through, right? And there's some fussiness behind it, man. Yeah.
Hey, so I found it like when you were talking earlier about it. Did you say that you had a diagnosis that came because of it? Like it made it clear because of this fast?
Yeah. Well, I was eating super healthy for 3 weeks, and then when I stopped the fast, like it was at Christmas, and I went straight back to eating prime rib and drinking bourbon, and I just my body was in this lull. Like I felt like I was in mud. I wasn't in the hospital or anything, but I went from having all this energy and feeling great to, and draggy. And it was because my blood sugar was having such ups and downs from it. And, I didn't know that I was diabetic up to that point. So, that was when I found out, was when I came out of the fast.
Dang, you found it because of it, not.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, not because of it. It was, but
right.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Man, I don't like after that. It's like, where do you go?
You go to the doctor.
Here's a good question.
Yeah.
Hashtag Munchies. What does food art mean to you?
Well, I think that you have different purposes for food, right? Like there's sustenance, there's socializing, and then there's art, right? And art, I think, is, it's gastronomique. It's putting science and food together to make something not just flavorful on the plate, but something beautiful on the plate. Is Louisiana is well known for jambalayas and gumbos and stuff like that, but it's not necessarily artistic. If you go to, there's a handful of restaurants that I've been to that even looking at the plate, you're like, how much did I just pay for that?
Right.
And the reason for it is because the amount of labor that goes into bringing the food and the dish to that point is extraordinary. There's hours of labor probably that goes into it from some very high dollar chefs that how to handle the food that way. And so I've seen that food on TV, but very few restaurants do you see that. I mean, even at Commander's, you can get both, I think. You can get some food art, but you can also get some comfort food out of it. And so I don't know. I tend to go the other direction. Food art to me is also expression. So artistic chefs that way, they get their expressionism through what the plate looks like. And then I think, for other chefs, the art of it is taking what's inside of you and putting it into your food. Right. And that's almost more thoughtful food, but I think it's still an expression, right? And expressionism is it ties into art. It's interpretive, I think.
All right, there he is, our guy, Chef Michael Johnson, executive chef for LSU Athletics. Joins us every single week to answer your munchie questions. Chef, we appreciate it. Happy birthday, happy anniversary, happy St. Patrick's Day, and we'll catch up again next week.
Likewise. You guys take care.
All right, you as well. All right, we will step away. When we come back, going to be joined by the head baseball coach for the LSU Fighting Tigers, Jay Johnson, right here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to trashrangers.com. Trashrangers.com, residential, commercial trash pickup services. 3 different sizes of roll-off dumpsters. So if you've got a lot of trash you're trying to get rid of and you don't have anywhere to throw it, well, they're going to have a roll-off dumpster. Now, depending on the size of your trash, maybe you got a big project going on at your home or business. You're going to need a larger size. They're going to make sure you have the right size every time. Also, check out the new sanitation department. If you need a portable restroom for an event or a parade, something coming up, go to trashrangers.com, trashrangers.com.
That's right, Trash Rangers is the most reliable trash pickup service in all of Louisiana. We've seen those big red dumpsters driving around. We see the roll-off dumpsters, and let me tell you, like I've moved a lot. I've cleaned out a lot of attics. I've cleaned out a lot of stuff, and I've thrown a lot of stuff away. I've used a lot of roll-off dumpsters. They are the best when it comes to that service. 3 different sizes to choose from. Flat rate pricing, which is different than what anybody else can give you. Flat rate pricing on those roll-off dumpsters. Go check them out. Trashrangers.com.
Locked in on LSU football 24/7. You're listening to Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back in OTB here live from the Raising Cane studio. Always our pleasure to have our guy Jay Johnson join us, of course, head baseball coach for the LSU Fighting Tigers. Coach, we appreciate you hopping on with us. Hope you're doing well.
Doing great. How are you guys?
Doing fantastic, and like I said, glad to have you back on the show. Obviously, getting ready to head to Nashville to start the SEC. Hard to believe, Coach, already in SEC play.
Yeah, excited. I'm hopping on the bus right now, heading over to the airport and get over there, practice today, and get it going with Vanderbilt. 10 weekends, highest level of baseball, at least in college baseball, and excited for that challenge.
Coach, whenever you're going into a situation where, okay, the non-con is over, it's conference play, and you've got a ton of players on your team that obviously have been through it and been through the fire at the SEC, but for the ones that haven't, be it a freshman or be it somebody who came over through the transfer portal, is that hey, before we do this, maybe yesterday, the day before, whenever it is, let's have a conversation, make sure you're locked in because this is about to be a 10-week grind?
Yeah, I think the conversation was a little bit different for our team the last couple, days, and definitely last week. There's some steps like we need to take, to just have our own house in order and right. Understand that in baseball that, there is some uncomfortable moments in a game. There can be some frustration if you let those things creep in the middle of trying to execute a game that's, in my opinion, harder than any other. You have no chance of success, and we lived in that a little longer than we probably needed to, and now it's our task to take that experience and turn it into, I guess what I would call resilience and toughness, learning, where we need to be better, and then applying that. And, it's only been, one opportunity since then, but I thought our team did a good job of that. On Tuesday night, we found ourselves in a very similar position, but the response to that was much higher level than what it had been to this point in the season.
So you've certainly had probably more coaching moments than you wanted to up to this point of the season. But what is a couple of things that you've specifically worked on with the team? I know a lot of the things you do is it's the psychology of the player. You got to learn how to fight through adversity. But how do you do that? Like, has the team come together? Like, how did they kind of flip a switch, and how do you need what do you need from them going into SEC play?
Yeah, I think it's showing up, mindful and intentful for what's required. And, like we were here for 6 hours before we even played the game the other day. And you could look at that as a player, and you've been through that deal where you look at the practice plan and go like, man, this is a lot. And then we're going to be here for a 4-hour game. And you can make a decision like, this stinks and I'm not going to invest in it. And the day's probably not going to go very good. It's like, how do you choose to look at what's ahead of you? And we point blank needed to get better. And the only way I know how to do that is to spend time on it. So that's what we did Tuesday. I think they made a good decision on Tuesday to understand what and why we were doing and bring the right frame of mind to that. And then, it's one game, but they were rewarded for that. And then there's another lesson of, last Friday night, we probably played the best game that we've played all season long, but that doesn't mean you've arrived. So it's a daily decision to do that. So moving into a road series or SEC play, you have to make another decision of what is this about? Like, what are we going to do and accomplish this weekend? And if you just kind of casually do it, like, hey, it's another road trip or just another deal and don't make a decision, you're going to get beat. If you do, you're going to give yourself the best chance to be successful. So, like you said, it's a lot of psychology. Some of it's just pure baseball, of what we need to do better. And we'll always attack those things. And you get better at both of them, you're going to play a lot better and win more games.
Catching up with LSU head baseball coach Jay Johnson here on OTB. Coach, on Tuesday night, you were able to put in a leader on this team in the middle of the game that I know you've been waiting on. That's Chris Stanfield. He is, comes in as a defensive replacement, gets in that bat on Tuesday. What does it mean to have a guy like that back? I mean, he feels like he is such a spark for this team. He was a year ago, and to slowly work him back into the fold.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Somebody said to me when he got hurt and was going to miss some time, like, hey, maybe this could be a good thing for us. Get some other guys in there. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, the guy was the leading hitter on the team in SEC play last year on a national championship team. He led the SEC in doubles, and he's an elite defensive outfielder and brings a lot of intangibles to the table. And, this team probably needs and needed his presence more than even last year's team. And he was one of the vital pieces of why we have a championship trophy, a flag, and rings, and, that happened. So I'm certainly happy to have him back in the capacity that we do. And now we just want to build it back to full where he can impact the game and impact winning, the way he did for us last year and, even on opening day this year.
Coach, every team's got to have somebody or multiple people step up when the adversity strikes, when the back's against the wall a little bit. Certainly, Jake Brown has done that in the batting in the lineup. He's batting over 400 right now. What has he kind of meant to your team so far?
Well, he's the best player on the team right now. There's no question about that. And I'm proud of his development here. Over 3 years. He's a good example for the young players. I mean, part-time player as a freshman, closer to a full-time player as a sophomore. And as talented as he is, you might look at it and go, like, why didn't you just play him all the time? It's like, well, he was on the national championship team, and we had a way to do it that obviously worked and was successful. But instead of what, I would call, take your ball and go home or transfer or any of that, he just kept working. And because he's so talented and he kept working and go back to that mindset piece, now you're seeing all the rewards of that for him. And he deserves all the credit for that because of his mindset, his talent, and his work ethic. And it's a great player for us and a great example for his teammates.
Yeah, Coach, too. It is a great mustache. But, Coach, we talked about LSU baseball. Like, if you go back and you look at the history, and certainly since you've been here as well, it's continued on. All the great LSU baseball teams, they always have that guy from Louisiana that has dreamed of playing for the LSU Tigers since he is 6 years old, since he started swinging a bat. And they're always kind of those guys that are kind of the life of the team. You go to, your Cade Belosos and Travinskys. I mean, I could give you 100 names, and you know them all, obviously. Like, he is that guy, I think, this year as well, like somebody that has always wanted to be an LSU Tiger. And you mentioned it. There's times where maybe he could have done something else. But playing in that stadium, playing in that environment, putting that uniform on, you can tell it means something different to him.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. And I think, we're probably one of the programs that still has that element to it.
Yeah.
And all the changes in college athletics, and it's a whole nother conversation. But, when you talk about him and his pride in that and wanting to make this something that it's always been and that he grew up idolizing and wanting to be a part of, there's a lot of power in that. Felt the same way about, Cade last year, Cade Henderson,
right.
You guys mentioned Cade Beloso, Gavin Dugas.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very, very, real thing. William Schmidt was committed to Mississippi State till he wasn't, because this is what he always wanted to do.
Right.
And so, it's been something that, coming out here from the West, like, I appreciate about those guys. And, it is a big part of our, fabric as a team program and part of our success as it's always been.
Yep.
Coach, Jake Brown said, I think he said this yesterday, that Zion Theopolis wrote every guy on the team a note, just telling him, like, positive encouragement. And then just at the bottom, he just said, believe it. That's certainly like an incredible type of leadership. But like, can you confirm that? Was there a note written to all the players, and what that kind of do for the team?
Yeah, well, it's massive. You guys have been part of great teams,
yeah.
And there's the coach, and I always believe that the coach has to set the course and is the leader. I would never pawn that responsibility off on an assistant coach or a player, but you guys know the power of pure leadership. And when a player, a peer, steps up and does the right thing, that can really, really impact the team. And it was amazing that that's what he did, because, we started with a meeting on Tuesday, and there was 3 or 4 layers to that meeting. And I didn't know that Zion had done that. But the first layer was a reminder of why this team can be successful, and you start hearing him talk about that, like why we can be successful. And it was almost like a collective sigh of relief of like, oh yeah, like we have something we can build off of here, as tough as it's been. Well, I didn't know he had done that, right before that. And so it was perfect timing, and he's a really good pitcher, and that's high level maturity. He's got like a 35 on the ACT. So the intelligence level is there, and the care level, and I think he's going to be a key part of our team from the mound, just on the pitching contribution. But, that's very uncommon nowadays, because young players, a lot of times they'd rather be liked than respected,
Yep.
And it takes some balls to, do something like that. And I'm proud of him for that. And I brought him in the office yesterday to talk to him, and I think he thought he was like in trouble or something like that. And I was just like, really wanted to validate that, because I thought it was awesome. So easy player for everybody to get behind, and proud of him. And I think it was much needed for some players on our team that he stepped up and did that.
Yeah,
that's a hell of a comment about, like, especially like this generation, people would be rather liked than respected.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a great comment.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, and for a young player as well. Coach, before we let you go, and again, we certainly appreciate the time on the way to travel to Nashville to take on Vanderbilt. So just maybe real quick, just kind of a preview of Vanderbilt. I know they're 11-7 on this season, but it's Vanderbilt. It's going to their place. We all know they have incredibly talented players. Kind of give us maybe a rundown of this team this year.
Yeah, plenty of talent. I think they're second in the SEC in home runs. They have a new hitting coach this year that is very well thought of. So maybe a little bit better approach at the plate, more physical players. They actually moved the fences in at their stadium. So like they're a little more, I would say power reliant, and they've been a little bit more of a speed, base running, disruption, execution type team, which they still try to do some of that, but they're taking a swing when they're in the box. Maybe a little more susceptible to striking out than in the past, which, I think we have some pitchers that can take advantage of that part of it. Talented on the mound, they've gone through some injuries. We just talked about Chris, and, that impacts your team. They have a few guys on the mound that are out, and, so that's part of what they're going through right now. But, it's Coach Corbin's probably the best coach in college baseball since Skip and Augie Garrido. So I'm sure they're going to be ready to play. And we haven't been here since my first year here. So I think the team, we're looking forward to the series and getting going.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to watching it as well. Coach, can't thank you enough for your time. Safe travels. Best of luck, and we'll catch up again with you next week.
All right, guys. Have a great day.
All right, you as well. LSU head baseball coach Jay Johnson, good enough to join us every single Thursday here on OTB. All right, real quick before we take this break, March is Colon Cancer Awareness Month, and it's a good reminder that colon cancer is one of the most common cancers, but it's also one of the most preventable when caught early. Screening can actually find small growths before they even turn into cancer, which is why doctors recommend adults start getting screened at the age of 45. And if you have a family history or symptoms like ongoing stomach pain, bleeding, or changes in bathroom habits, don't wait to get checked. So a colonoscopy is still the best screening tool, but for some people, there are simple at-home tests that may be an option. So schedule an appointment today at oshner.org/schedule or through the My Oshner app. My Oshner app, oshner.org/schedule. A couple ways to get that done. All right, we'll take our final break of the show. Finish it up when we come back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
Go to GoTommys.com.
Yo, Tommy!
GEAUX, TommyToolY.com. You'll clearly see the difference. Award-winning every single year. Hang the banners. The best windows in Baton Rouge. That's not just us saying that. That's the Advocate saying it as well. And the best part about it is, you get incredible, obviously, different things that they can do for you, windows, doors, and siding, but the customer service as well. I mean, you're going to really enjoy Tommy and the team. They've come out, they've done stuff at our house, and they do it the best, and that's why they're able to do what they do. That's why they're able to stack those awards. Go to the website today, gotommys.com.
That's right, Tommy's, windows, doors, siding, gotommys.com. They win awards every single year, and for good reason, because they provide the best product. They provide the best service. They provide a lifetime warranty on all the products that they'll come install. So if you got a project happening, whether it's a new build, maybe it's a replacement, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Give them a call. Let them work for you. GoTommys.com.
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
All right, welcome back in. We apologize for that, but look, you got Jay Johnson. You're certainly going to go along with him there before SEC play. Want to remind you, runforrufus.com. Runforrufus.com. Incredible work that Pelican Roofing is doing. They do it every single year. As we always tell you, it's not just lip service. They take care of the communities here in Louisiana, Lafayette, Baton Rouge, boots on the ground in both. Pelican Roofing, quality through the roof. We know that. PelicanRoof.com is their website, but they want you to go to runforrufus.com to support those in need. A great job that they do over there. Again, runforrufus.com. We love you. We thank you.
Yeah.
Got a little Friday coming your way when we come back. Go America.
Off the Bench.